All right, hello and welcome to our first Tribal Council of the Merge. I'm going to go ahead and start with Tyler W. You are safe tonight. How does that feel, especially looking at OG tribal numbers and not many pre-merge tribals going to this?
I think I'm definitely feeling happy about that because, like, especially like you said, like the tribal line, just like we don't know how the vote is going to go. If it's like tribal lines, swap tribal lines, first half of the alphabet versus the second half, like we don't know where the lines are. And like the merge vote is always like the tricky, like everyone's trying to figure out where like everyone is. So it was like I definitely fought as hard as I could against the beast Chris, who like did well. And I was like, I know I needed to guarantee safety for myself tonight.
Yeah. Tyler, so you guys did have quite a bit of time to talk. So how do you think OG lines will stick tonight with that being said? Because you guys have quite literally had, I think, 5 days at this point to talk, get to know each other. Obviously with Sean being removed from the game for inactivity strikes. How does that make you feel tonight?
Well, so let's address the first part of the question, which was, are tribal lines going to hold? I count 6 Olsens and 4 Zuko's, and I was an OG Zuko, so I fucking hope not. As far as like the amount of time that we had, yeah, it was kind of cool. It's a little bit of a slower pace than like most Facebook games give you, which is nice because we were able to like actually chat with one another, and it's not just, all right, you had 24 hours and now you have a vote, and oh, we don't know these people at all. So like at this point, if it goes by tribal lines, it's kind of our fault. So it is what it is. I certainly hope that it does not, because I have tried to show people that I can be a good ally, and I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. But yeah, that's all I have.
All right, Chris, you were fighting pretty hard in that immunity challenge. Obviously, like we said, there could be tribal lines, but had you fought very hard until the end? Did you think you needed it tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you come to tribal council, you want to be safe. And so how do you do that? You win the immunity challenge. So of course I'm going to fight my heart out for it. And, you know, hats off to Tyler. He really kicked my butt and kicked everybody's butts. He really earned it.
Oh, and by the way, I believe this is your first tribal council. Welcome. With that, I'll segue into Ian. Ian, how does it feel finally coming to tribal council in this game?
Bad. I don't think you ever want to be here, because if you're here, it means, you know, you're safe or not safe, I guess. So the only person here that's safe is Tyler. And kind of as Chris said, like coming into tribal, there's only one way to be safe, and it's winning immunity. And I didn't win it, so I feel bad about being here. No disrespect to you, little disrespect to Bill, but I just, you know, I'd rather be safe, and I'm not. So I'm hoping that I'm around another day.
Christopher, has there been any talks about advantages coming out tonight? We've yet to see anything played at tribal council. Obviously, we only had a few, but I mean, they can't be good for much longer, correct? So is there a chance we'll see something come out tonight at all?
At this stage of the game, advantages mean everything. Before the merge hit, if you play the advantage, you're immediately going to have a big target on your back early in the merge. So there has not been any talk of any idol or anything being played, but I don't know that. I don't think anyone knows that except for the person who plans on playing. And it's like, if it's an idol, an extra vote, even if it's a safety without power, it's strength to show that you're able to play.
Right. Jackson, so what can you like explain to me, like put the title on what's going on this merge? Like you just, you know, jump into it. Like, how does it feel? Like, what's the first like round of this merge if it had a title on it?
Oh, put a title on it?
Yes.
I'm probably one of the worst persons to ask that question. I've had a lot of car issues away from home. So unfortunately, I wish I could say that the game was at the forefront of my mind, but you know, thinking about the damages was also fun. But if I was to give this a title, it it does feel like the great unknown because everybody knows that the pre-merge, like there's only 3 tribals, so it's kind of like yeah, it was kind of not easy getting here because you have to be active, you have to put effort in, right? And, like that sometimes that is just difficult to do. But now it's like, okay, there's only been 3 tribals that have been pretty unanimous. What's gonna happen now?
Yeah, Lame brings
There's
a good
no,
point.
there's no history. Where's the history? There is none. So it's kind of like, what's gonna happen?
Lamiel, he brings up a good point. What's going to happen? Although it's a pre-merge, are pretty much unanimous.
I don't know because we all have our ways on how we all want to stay in the game, and it's what is it, 9, 10 different ways on how we think, and it's sometimes you just got to think about, like, I guess great minds think, I guess.
Leanne, obviously we're going into original Olsen versus original Zoo Code. Do you feel comfortable in your spot being in the original Olsen? Do you think that's going to stick 3-4 votes from now, or do you think it's going to stay kind of, do you think it could break up next vote for a reason or anything?
It all depends. And I just want to make it to the end. I wanted to go as far as I can. But I'm very glad that I made it to merge. That was one of my goals, to get made merge again. I know that the vote's going to go well in my favor, but we never know.
Adrian, let me begin with you. What do you think's in store next? We're in final digits. Do you think that's going to shake up the game? Do you think things are going to start getting messy? What do you think we'll have coming towards us? Do you think there's gonna be any more twists? Anything coming up at all?
Twist in terms of what?
Just like, and the game or whatever, if you want to talk about how important tonight is as the jury starts, like how we want to talk about that stuff, like the twists, and obviously how important is tonight as the jury starts.
Well, I mean, whoever makes final 2 or 3, I think it's important. This starts the jury management part of the game, where how you treat the jury is going to determine at the end if you win or not.
All right.
In terms of twist, probably Bill has a lot of crazy ideas.
And all right, let's just do this by show of hands. Who here has heard their name tonight? All right, interesting. All right, does anyone else like to say anything before I ask for pre-vote advantages? All right. If anybody has a pre-vote advantage, now's your time to play it. All right. We are going ahead into the voting period. Remember, you're not allowed to whisper from this point forward. We will call you out. And you will lose your vote if I'm catching at this point, whispering after the voting periods if anyone has not been here. I'm going to go on one of my screens. So if you have voted already, please bump your vote. If not, please vote. Lamiel. Production, if you're ready, forward pre-votes, so you don't have to forward them again. Okay. Chris. Christopher. Okay, we're gonna. Okay, Leanne. Okay, Tyler W. Okay, Ian. Okay, and Jackson. Okay, and I do have Tyler Gibson's, and I do have all the votes ready. So at this time, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol or any other post-vote advantages that would like to play, now is your time to do so. All right. With that being said, I will read the votes. Person vote out will have 30 seconds to say their goodbyes and head on to Rydell detention, our jury chat. First vote, Leanne. Kenzie, that's 2 votes Kenzie, 2 votes Leanne. Oh, it's backwards. Whoops. Kenzie, that's 2 votes Kenzie, 1 vote Leanne. Leanne, that's 2 votes Leanne, 2 votes Kenzie. Leanne, that's 3 votes Leanne, 2 votes Kenzie. The 8th person voted out and the first member of our jury, Leanne. Leanne, thank you so much for playing. I appreciate you having this evening, but unfortunately, the tribe has spoken and you have 30 seconds to say your goodbyes.
It was a good game. I'm glad I got to play. Thank you guys very much.
All right.
Good luck,
All right.
Kyle.
Good night, Leanne. Thank you again for playing. All right, first vote out of the way. Seemed pretty unanimous, so I guess that shows what can happen next. Can't stay that way forever. All right.
Jay, question:
Okay.
are you gonna show parchments on the page or not?
Yeah, we are, but that I just didn't have my new computer set up tonight.
Yeah,
So-
no worries. I just just so everyone knows, I lost my vote when I was on exile, so there'll be a vote in there that says
Yeah.
no vote. and that
Yeah, I
was-
had to write down, but yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's no vote.
Mhm.
You guys.